Yeah.
Yeah,
Unlike my other
hello.
artifact items. Yeah, hello!
Yeah, hello.
Yo,
I can
you
do
said that when
better.
I Brussels sprouts in my mouth.
Well, in the future, have fewer Brussels sprouts in your mouth.
But they're tasty.
Are they?
Wait.
Are they
Yes,
really?
I actually
like-
do really like Brussels
You
sprouts.
like Brussels sprouts?
Okay, well, have fun then.
Yes.
Okay. I think I tasted them like once as a kid and like, bitter, no light, don't want.
I don't know. They're good.
Okay, are we ready to keep reading?
Yeah.
No.
I think Egg's a little
That's
quiet.
okay, we can take another 13 years.
Yeah, let me make you louder. Did I say something?
No.
Oh, what? What?
Still a little louder, I need.
Do you have to
Again,
reset your
please?
settings every time?
I mean, I think you just got quieter during the break or something. Maybe you see it differently.
Girlie's cursed.
It's possible.
Alright. Screen share is up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and my kettle stopped burning. Good. We can start.
Yep. I just realized I'll be doing a lot of talking to myself.
Yeah, Dee will be the narrator because she's not in the scene.
Okay.
No, okay. And this is just weird as hell. Rin Tosaka, the most popular girl in school, a girl I admire, is walking in front of me, while a blonde girl named Saber, who calls herself a servant, is silently following behind me. The hallway feels like it's in a different dimension, but I can't stay a coward forever. I may still be in training, but I'm still a mage. Tosaka, who is apparently a fellow mage, is as bold as brass, so I have to hold my ground. Oh, gross, Alex. Excuse me, I completely botched that reading. Tosaka, who is apparently a fellow mage, is as bold as brass, so I have to hold my ground too, or else I'll look stupid. Though I can't really think of anything all that significant here. Like, Saber still following me. She keeps calling me master, and we formed some sort of contract, which probably makes her a kind of familiar. I've heard of a familiar as a nice say. Oh gosh. I listened to you guys read too long. I've heard of a familiar as an assistant mages use. Most mages transfer a part of their own body into something else, then use it as their double. But typically they're small animals. Things like cats and dogs are just easier to control. Some mages do use humans, but to do that they need an incredible amount of magical energy, constantly feed into the human to control them. Doing that would require a mage to use over half of their own magical energy just to sustain the familiar, though. So it's not exactly efficient.
I don't know, I think the idea... Oh, mages will absolutely use human beings as familiars sometimes, it's just inefficient, is really disturbing!
Familiars are supposed to be tools to help mages, which is why they usually use small animals who can be controlled with minimal effort, and so aren't any burden. Why can't I read suddenly? What? At least that's what I was taught.
Is something the matter, Shiro?
No, nothing. I just keep thinking about how beautiful you are.
This is gonna be a long playthrough.
How
As a reminder, you obviously have the right to tell me to not do something that bothers you.
I know. But it is
Which
kind of
means,
funny, so I'm letting you for now.
this doesn't actually bother you, and you're faking.
It's
Hi.
half and half.
We
It's like
gotta-
slightly annoying, but it is still funny.
I know. I'm just playing my game.
Yep.
Yeah. Saber obviously looks human. She's clearly superior to her master, that is, me. Don't have enough magical energy to restrain anyone, let alone the magic circuits to control familiars in the first place. Which means Saber is nothing like a familiar. She called herself a servant. I don't know what she is, but that man named Lancer and the man in red Tosuka has in tow are probably all the same. Which means Tosuka can also be called a master. I've already seen enough of her magecraft skills. I'm less than a fledgling, but based on what I've seen, Tosuka is probably worth 3 mages. But there is really not much sense comparing any mage to someone like me, who can only do strengthening. What's clear is that Rin Tosuka is an exceptional mage. In spiritually strong lands, there are mage family lines which oversee a given area. The Emiya family came during Kiritsugo's generation, so our family is essentially outsiders. That's why I didn't know Tosuka came from a family of mages, and I didn't think Tosuka knew I came from one either. There are several mages in this town I don't know about. If that Lancer guy is another mage's familiar too, that means I've gotten myself in the middle of some sort of fight between mages.
Wow, this place is roomier than expected. And the Japanese style of this room is unique. Oh, Emiya, is this the sitting room?
I should really just stop thinking for now.
Lol.
Now is the time to pay attention to what Tosuka has to say. I turned on the lights. It's already past 1 in the morning.
Whoa, it's so cold in here. Hey, are the windows all broken? Or the windows are all broken, not our.
That's not my fault. That Lancer guy attacked me. I didn't really have time to worry about windows.
I see. So you were fighting that guy all by yourself until you summoned Saber?
A reminder, this is February, so it's probably pretty chilly outside.
Yep.
Nah, February's pretty nice. You go for walks in February all the time.
But also
Okay,
this
but these are
is
like teeny tiny teenagers, okay?
Japan,
No.
not Russia. You don't want to have open windows in February in Russia.
You'd die twice.
True.
Yes. I don't know how you live without winters, to be honest.
I'd say I was more of a punching bag than an opponent, really.
So you don't try to act all tough. I see. So you're exactly as I thought.
I don't know what's so amusing to her. Oh, no, that's DL's line. Sorry,
Yeah.
got used to it.
I was spaced out a bit as well. I don't know what's so amusing to her, but Tosuka walks over to the broken window.
Hmm?
Alright, it's still me. Sorry.
Are you sure you want to keep going today?
I mean... yeah? Game fun. Just got a little out of the mood, I guess. Tosuka picks up a broken piece of glass. She stares at it for a second.
Minutin var Schreierbin.
Schreisen.
Schreisen, yeah, that one.
Yeah, that
I know
symbol is
German.
like an S.
Oh, okay. Cool.
You really need to work on your German.
Yeah, totally. That is something that it needs to be done.
Absolutely, it's a necessity.
It is a necessity. What would I do if I didn't speak German, huh?
Be egg.
Precisely, and that can't be, you know? Gotta evolve past that.
She cuts her fingertip and lets a single drop of blood fall onto the window.
It's
Excuse me.
probably Emiya?
Yeah, that's probably a Shiro. What kind of matchcraft is that? The shattered window begins to reassemble itself, returning to its original undamaged state in mere seconds.
Tosaka, what did you just do?
It's a little demonstration. It's not really a fit thank you for saving me back there, but I figure I should at least be gracious. Well, I'm sure you would have fixed it without my help, since it is this way, or since doing it this way is just a waste of magical energy. I know you could have just replaced the windows, but I'd rather not talk in the cold.
She says all of this like it's a normal thing. Her skills are just beyond my comprehension.
That's amazing, Tosaka. I can't do anything like that, so I appreciate you fixing it.
What? You can't do this? No, that can't be right.
I like her face. She's like looking at you as if you're something pathetic.
Yeah.
Smug.
Handling glass is one of the most basic skills. Fixing broken glass is like an entrance exam for any school.
Is it now? I only know what my old man taught me. So, I don't really know what you'd consider the basics.
Huh?
And Tosaka stops abruptly, making the same face as surprised Sakura.
No, it's not nearly as bad, but it's the same kind of face.
Yeah.
Crap, sounds like I said something I shouldn't have.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me you're not even a full-fledged mage with his own workshop to manage?
Huh? I don't have a workshop.
Well, actually, I have this shed I use for training, but I think calling that a workshop would just make Tosaka angrier.
Wait, don't tell me. Do you not know how to handle the 5 great elements? Or a magical path?
I just nod. Wow, that's terrifying. Beautiful as she is, she gets intense when she gets quiet.
So you're what, a complete amateur?
Not exactly, no. I can at least do some strengthening magic. Magecraft, sorry.
Strengthen? Kind of a useless skill if you ask me. So you don't know anything else?
Tosaka just stares at me.
Honestly, probably not.
Her stare is so intense I can't help but be laying in my answer.
I just don't get how the likes of him wound up with summoning Saber.
She sighs, disappointed. Can I get a good tsundere from you, Egg? Good enough. I don't much care for that. It's not like I've been playing around here. Sure, I'm not a full-fledged mage, but that's not the issue here.
What's done is done, so there's no sense complaining now. More importantly, I owe you and need to pay you back.
Also could take some rest.
So, let's begin. Let me start by asking, do you really not know anything about the position you're in here?
I nod.
I knew it. It was pretty obvious, but I just wanted to check. It would be a waste of time if I explain all of this to someone who knew everything, like a bit of extra mental flab.
That is a really weird way to put that, but I feel like if I get smart as her, she'll smack me.
Let me get straight to the point. Emiya, you've been selected as a master. You see those sacred marks on your hand? They vary from person to person, but they're typically on the back of your hand or arm. And there should be 3 strokes of command spells engraved there. They're the mark that proves you're a master.
Back of my hand. Oh, you mean this?
Right. Take good care of it, since those are spells that control servants. They're called command spells. As long as you have them, you can give orders to your servant.
What do you mean, as long as I have them?
Command spells are absolute orders. You might have already figured out that servants have free will, but those engravings in your hand can overrule that. But those engravings in your hand overrule their will and force them to obey.
There's no need to chant it. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. There's no need to chant any kind of incantation. They activate when you think about using them. But each time you use one, you'll lose a stroke. So try to keep yourself to only using 2. Anyway, just be careful. I'm pretty sure you'll die the moment you run out of command spells.
Huh? I'm going to die?
Yeah, huh? Masters defeating masters is pretty much how a Holy Grail War goes. I said that weird, whatever. And the master who defeats the other 6 is rewarded with the Holy Grail.
What?
Hold on a second. I don't understand what the hell Tosaka is saying. Masters defeating masters? Then they're granted the Holy Grail? Is this the Holy Grail the Holy Grail?
Still don't get it? Look, you've basically been dragged into a game. It's called the Holy Grail War, and it's a battle between 7 masters. It's a fight between mages that won't end until only 1 master remains.
Tosaka talks about this like it's the most normal thing in the world. Everything she says swirls around in my head. I was chosen as a master. Tosaka claims to be a master. Familiars called servants. And the Holy Grail War, a battle to the death between 7 mages.
Okay, wait. What the hell are you talking about?
I understand your confusion, but I'm only telling you the truth here. And I'm sure you understand deep down that you're in no position to run away from all this, since you've nearly been killed by servants not once, but twice.
That true. That Lancer guy did nearly kill me.
Oh, right. You weren't almost killed, you were killed. I'm impressed you managed to come back from that.
Tosca's comment is the final nail in the coffin. She's absolutely right. That guy killed me. I died. There was no chance for me to talk him out of it, nor convince him otherwise, and I was only there to die. That's why me backing out of this incomprehensible deathmatch doesn't mean the others will do the same.
Get it? Okay, I'm gonna tell you a bit more. I don't know why there's a Holy Grail in the first place. But what I do know is that every few decades, 7 masters are selected and they're given servants. I'm also one of the chosen masters. That's why I formed a contract with the servant. And you formed one with Saber. Think of a servant as a familiar given to you by the Holy Grail to use to win the Holy Grail War. As masters, we need to work with our servants to get rid of the other masters.
Tosca explains things matter-of-factly, but it feels totally unreal to me. One thing she mentions raises a question.
Wait. You say Saber is a familiar, but I don't think she is. Familiars are usually cats or birds. Sure, there are some folks who use ghosts, but Saber has a physical body. Plus, she doesn't look like a familiar to me. Well, yeah, he's not comfortable in being attracted to a familiar.
I glance over at Saber.
I'm quite comfortable being attracted to that familiar.
Dude, she's 15 years old.
She is not. She is 30, and she's stuck in eternal youth because she gets partially transformed into a fey creature.
Physically, she's 15.
She's a 1,000-year-old dragon, it's okay.
If you carbon dated her, you'd find out an answer that doesn't make sense. If you looked at her memories, you'd find her to be around 30. If you looked at her approximate level of puberty, by trying to draw averages based on other humans, yeah, she'd be around 15. She'd actually probably be a little bit younger because people were malnourished back in those days, but she's got supernatural levels of nutrition because her heart is weird. We'll get to it.
Okay.
She's been quiet the whole time.
Everything you might know, I will know better.
Saber looks completely human to me. I don't know who she is, but she looks to be a girl about the same age as me.
That's probably me. A familiar. Servants might be in that category, but they're on a different level. See, that girl over there is a ghost liner, considered to be one of the strongest of all familiars.
A ghost liner? So, does that mean she really is a ghost?
The spirit of a human, someone who died long ago. The residual thoughts of a person of exceptional ability who remains in this world even after their death. But that doesn't make sense. Ghosts don't possess a physical body. Ghosts can only hurt other ghosts. So how could I, who possesses a body, be killed by a spirit?
A ghost. Well, they are similar, but Saber will kill you if you keep thinking like that. Servants are incarnated heroes of the past, so they're kind of spirits well beyond humans.
Incarnated heroes of the past?
That's right. Whether they're from history or the modern world, these spirits of dead, legendary heroes are summoned and materialize here. Well, the roles of the Master is just to summon them, and the Holy Grail is what helps them with the materialization. There's no way a mere mage could give spirits form, so we need to rely on a powerful artifact.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that a hero from the past is... What?
I look at Saber. So she's a hero of the past too? Well, sure, nobody in the modern era would dress like her, but still.
But that's impossible. I've never heard of magecraft like that.
Of course not. This isn't magecraft. Just think of it as a phenomenon brought on by the Holy Grail. Otherwise, there's no way a soul could be recreated and actualized.
A recreation of a soul? Does that mean these servants are different than phantoms?
Nope. Once something, whether that be humans, an animal, or even machinery, achieves something great, they are removed from the cycle of reincarnation and sublimated into something with a higher rank. Didn't you ever learn about that? That's what heroic spirits are.
So you're saying a particularly cool tank could be a heroic spirit?
Yeah.
Interesting.
A particularly cool what?
Tank.
Yeah, technically.
In theory.
Yes.
Could the battleship Bismarck
Attach
be...
5 asterisks, but yes.
Hold on. Could the battleship Bismarck be a heroic spirit?
Could it? Yes. Is
Could-
it? No.
Could the man Bismarck be a heroic spirit as well?
The man Bismarck might actually be a heroic spirit, but I don't think he is. He's a little bit late to be a heroic spirit. He's the latter half of the 19th century, and he doesn't have anything unique about him. He is one of the best representations of the concept of, like, uniting a country by nationalism and diplomacy and stuff, but there are other options, like Simon Bolivar, that probably make sure that neither of them are a heroic spirit.
Put
A
another
spirit-
way. Oh.
A heroic spirit is the one and only. Something special.
True. Put another way, they're kind of like pseudo-gods who are all worshipped in some way or another. Seances, mediums, and other common magecraft that deals with spirits just borrows some of the spirit's power to perform miracles. But servants are heroic spirits themselves, used as familiars. That's why they typically accompany you in spirit form, but materialize when it's time to fight if they're needed.
So they can switch between spirit form and being corporeal. I don't see your servant right now. So, does that mean he's in spirit form right now?
No, he's healing his wound in my compound summoning circle right now. Remember, Saber wounded him earlier. If I'd made him withdraw even a heartbeat late... I'll try that again. Remember, Saber wounded him earlier. If I'd made him withdraw even a heartbeat later, that blow would have annihilated him.
Saber then looking from the side like, okay, so this master is defenseless. Zero permission to murder.
Yeah. She would. Listen, only servants in spirit form can defeat other servants in spirit form. We can't attack them like when they're materialized, so we might be able to defeat them like that. But you've noticed all the spirits are monstrously strong, right? That's why we should leave the monsters to deal with the monsters while masters hang back and serve as support.
Yeah. Tosaka's explanation ticks me off. I don't know what the other servants are like, but calling servants monsters doesn't feel like a fair description of Saber. With the other two servants, he's like, they're inhuman, they're inhuman, they're inhuman. With Saber, but she's cute!
True,
No,
exactly.
Really. It's kind of annoying, to be honest. Anyway, humans who become masters use their summoned servant to defeat the other masters. There's so many words that I don't say on a daily basis here, man.
No, these are all easy. You're just being weak.
True. Did you at least get that much?
Are you implying you use the words servant and master on a daily basis, man? What kind of life do you have at home?
No comment.
Yeah, sorry I'm not talking about summoning my servant.
Oh no, she was making a sex joke.
I know. I was saying, haha, I'm not bringing my servant to my room. Whatever, continue.
Do you think we should harass Egg with sex jokes about masters and servants the entire time?
No.
Okay, only part of the time, got it. In theory, yeah. But I'm still not convinced.
Only part of the time, yeah.
First of all, what kind of sick mind thought to do this in the first place?
That I don't know. Nor could I answer even if I did. That sort of question should go to the person overseeing the Holy Grail War. The only thing I can tell you is that you really don't have any choice but to fight. And to use your servant as well, because they're powerful.
As Tosaka says that, she turns to Saber.
Saber, after talking to Emiya, it looks like you're not in your complete form. You're incomplete since you were summoned by an apprentice mage who has no idea what it means to be a master. Yes, you are correct that I am not in my complete form. Shiro does not have the magical energy to fully materialize me, which means Jesus Christ. Which means reverting to the spirit form and replenishing magical energy are difficult. Surprised? Your situation's worse than I expected, and I didn't think you'd be so honest with it about me. Or about it with me. Yep. I was actually just kind of subtly trying to find out your weakness. I am reluctant to...
Do you need a moment?
I am reluctant to... No, it's just like... It's just a lot of words that, like, I don't say, usually.
Yeah.
So it's weird to be saying them now. Like, all the explanation with the Holy Grail War, like... I don't say half those words, usually. Not even close to half. Anyways. I am reluctant to reveal my weakness to an enemy, but I also do not think I can deceive you. There's no point in hiding our situation from you. As such, we are better off if you know our circumstances and give Shiro a better understanding of our situation. Exactly. How very insightful of you. I still can't believe it. If only I was Saber's master, I would have good as won this thing.
Tosaka, are you saying I'm not fit to be her master?
Obviously not, you freaking sham.
Wow. Anyone with a heart might have softened that blow a bit.
What? Do you have more questions?
But she doesn't realize how hurtful her words are. My image of her as the perfect honor student at school slowly crumbles. Issei sure was right about her. She is fiendishly relentless.
Okay, now that we're at a good spot, let's get going.
Tosaka announced this curtly, but it's kinda weird.
What? Go? Where?
I told you, we're going to go... Ugh. We're going to see the guy who knows all about the game. The Holy Grail War you got roped into. You want to know why it happens, right?
Yeah, of course, but where are we going? It's already late, and it's too far. And if it's too far...
It's fine. He's just in the next town over, and we can get back home before dawn. Tomorrow's Sunday, so it doesn't matter if we're up late.
That's not the issue here.
He says, pointing at the hole in his shirt, blood everywhere.
No, that's just a fashion statement in Japan, the cosplay capital of the world.
So much has happened today and I'm utterly exhausted. I just want to rest and organize my thoughts.
What? You don't want to go? Fine by me, but what about you, Saber?
She just wants to be alone with Saber. She wants to steal
Yes!
No, literally, she's like, oh my god, Saber, you should come with me instead.
For some reason, Tosaka is asking for Saber's opinion.
Wait, Saber's got nothing to do with this. Don't push her.
Oh, already acting like a master, are we? You don't like me talking to Saber.
That's not it. It's just that if everything you said about me this whole thing is true, then that would mean Saber's a hero from the past. That means she wouldn't know anything about the modern era.
I'm just looking at... Saber is shorter than Rin as well.
Yes, she is.
She's so
Short,
tiny.
She's
Saber
like
is about...
Nazi.
I think Saber is like 5'1".
Oh, so Nazi would be like a few centimeters taller.
She looks so liftable.
She does. I feel like I could throw her like a javelin.
You would not be able to, but
Absolutely
it would
not,
be a fun
but I
activity.
feel like I could.
It would be fun.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do it.
Perhaps.
I could do it. I throw girls all the time. Don't worry, I only mean it in the, like, you know, domestic violence sense.
Yeah. Like the button, dear.
I mean, did you read the That's Why, Ben?
I didn't, but stop getting hung up on little lines.
Hero. Oh wait, no, that's Saber. Why did Reen move there? Whatever. Shiro, you are incorrect. Servants can adapt to any time as long as they are summoned in a human world. I'm very aware of this age.
Huh? You are? Really?
Of course, this is not the first time I've been summoned to this age. What? Seriously? What are the odds?
Oh hey, Tosaka's surprised too. That must mean what Saber said is at least somewhat unusual.
Hiro, I agree with her. You lack knowledge as a master. As your contracted servant, I would prefer that you be stronger.
Saber silently stares at me. And the look on her face tells me she's saying this for my sake, not for her own safety.
Fine. Guess I have to go, don't I? So where is this place, Tosaka? We can still get back here from there, right?
Of course we can. Our destination is Kodomune Church, just in the next town. That's where that sham priest, the one who oversees this whole battle, lives.
Tosaka flashes a mischievous grin. It's the look of someone who's enjoying teasing me since I have no clue what's going on. At least that's what I think. I'm starting to believe Tosaka has a really nasty side. What do you mean side? We walk through town at night. It's 1 in the morning and there is nobody out at this hour. The houses are dark and the sleepy town is cast only in the streetlight's pale glow.
Hey, Tosaka, are you planning on walking to the next town?
Now I'll call an Uber.
Of course. Trains and buses aren't running right now. Sometimes a nighttime stroll is kind of nice.
Okay, but I want to make sure. Do you know how long the walk will take?
About an hour, right? If it gets too late, we can just grab a taxi on our way back.
Why don't you just grab a taxi in the first place?
I don't have that kind of money. My point is more about whether it's safe for a girl to walk around at this hour. You know it's been dangerous lately. I don't want to be responsible if something happens to you.
Oh, he's still on the moped.
He can kill you. Don't worry, nobody's gonna mess with us. You might have forgotten, but Saber here is really strong. Oh.
That was
No,
my
wait.
oh. You can't have it.
Well, she
Oh,
changed expression, man. I don't know.
now that she mentions it, if anyone picks a fight with Saber, they're dead for sure. That disguise is
I forgot
fucking
about her little raincoat. She can't materialize, so she just got her big fucking coat on.
That looks incredible.
Reen, what did Shiro mean by what he said earlier? I did not quite understand. He really misunderstood the situation. Also, he's an idiot. He was trying to say that he'd swoop in to our rescue if someone assaulted us. That had not be
You're such a
right.
dum-dum.
Shiro is my master. Our roles would be reversed if he did that. Yeah, he's probably not thinking about it like that. Like, he doesn't care what mages and servants are. Honestly, I'd like to see what's going on inside his head.
Tosaka and Saber seem to be on good enough terms to chat now. Saber's been quiet ever since I stopped her from leaving the house as she was. She flatly refused to take off her armor, so I made her wear a raincoat and she's been quiet ever since. Now she's still following me and only speaks to Tosaka.
Huh? Where are you going, Emiya? That's the wrong way.
We need to go to the bridge, right? Shortcut.
I feel a little awkward walking right beside her, so I walk a little faster and took a side path. I enter a park along the riverside. All we need to do is to cross the bridge to reach Shinto.
I didn't know there was a path here. Or skip the line that. Oh, okay. Anyways. I see. We just need to head to the park, since the bridge is accessible from the park, too.
Maybe it's the park at night. Tosaka, as she stands here, staring up at the bridge, looks prettier than one should. Maybe dominates the park at night. Osaka, as she stands here, staring up at the bridge, looks prettier than when I see her at school. This isn't good.
Let's go. We didn't come here to goof off.
I remind Osaka to hurry and start climbing the stairs. Once we reach the road at the side of the bridge, it's just a straight shot to Shinto. She looks so dejected.
She does.
There is nobody on the bridge. Not surprising since the bridge isn't exactly busy even during the day. People tend to take the bus or train to get to the next town, as the pedestrian bridge doesn't see much use. It's a pretty good distance and the bridge itself seems a little unsteady, so people might worry it might collapse at any time. Probably why this isn't a very popular spot for dates, even though the location and ambience are perfect. Was he thinking about dates while walking with Osaka?
Well, I'm a saber.
What's in your head, Shiro? Stop thinking about stupid crap.
I think that's Saber. Since
No, that's
Doubt
100%
Saber would
Reen.
ever say crap, to be honest.
That is without a question, Reen. Now the upside is that she's starting to call him Shiro.
Yeah, that's weird, because Saber calls him Shiro.
Well,
That do be his name.
Reen's real personality is rude, which is good. That's a good personality, as we all know.
Saber follows silently while Reen walks beside me. I guess it was a Reen line. I hurry across the bridge as fast as I can and try not to think too much about the two girls with me. Once across the bridge, Tosca leads us to the suburbs. The office buildings near the station only come to mind when I think of Shinto, but there is still a traditional townscape on the outskirts. The suburbs are especially prominent in that sense. There are gentle slopes and a hill that overlooks the ocean. The further up the hill you go, the fewer buildings there are. There is even a foreigner cemetery built along this hillside.
The church is at the top of the hill. Whoa, I don't know why I struggled with that one. The church is at the top of the hill. Have you never been?
Nope, never. Although I do know it used to be an orphanage.
I see. If this is your first time, you might want to brace yourself. The church's priest isn't exactly the easiest man to deal with.
I look up and see a shadow that must be a building on top of the hill. A church atop a hill. I never imagined a circumstance like that is what would bring me to God's house.
Oh, this is amazing.
The church is magnificent. Whole hilltop seems to be church grounds, and I'm greeted by a huge open space the moment I reach the top of the hill. The church on the other side of the vast open space isn't all that big, but it seems to loom over everything, intimidating any visitors.
Shiro, I will stay behind.
She just hates God. That's all.
I'm not religious, Shiro. I hate that guy.
He's kind of mid. Eh? Why? We came all this way. I can't just leave you here.
My purpose was not to visit the church, but to protect you along the way. If your destination is the church, then you will not stray far from it. So I will wait here for your return.
Saber is frank in her response. I can see her budging at this point, so I decide to respect her decision.
All right, then. I'll be back.
Yes, and do not let your guard down, no matter who you are dealing with, Master.
Translation. I don't trust this Reen girl.
The chapel is large and majestic. Must see many visitors during the day based on the number of pews in the chapel. The priest must have incredible authority if he's responsible for a church as grand as this one. This church looks bland as shit.
It looks really boring, yeah.
It's all just
I've
white.
seen so many better churches, man.
I'd like to remind you that this is, Japan.
In this a Protestant church, there is not a single saint painting.
This is Catholic.
Ew,
The
really?
Japan is
I know
just
for a
kind of
fact
an
you guys
understated
do
and
better.
subdued place.
Yeah. Not even any stained glass, though?
So, I'll also note, by the way, the name of this song here, if I remember right, is In the Name of God. Although it's written in Japanese, I don't remember what the Japanese name is, and I refuse to learn.
Fair.
Tosaka. What kind of man is this priest here?
It's kind of hard to explain. I've known him for over a decade now, but I still can't figure him out.
Known him for over a decade? That's a long time to know someone. Are you two related or something?
No, but he's my guardian. On top of that, as a disciple, he's my senior, and my second mentor.
Senior disciple? As a mage?
Yeah, why is that such a surprise?
Wait, did you say he's her disciple or...
No.
She's been his disciple.
As a disciple, he's the senior. Because, in short, they are both disciples of the same master, her father.
Oh, I see.
That's what that means. That's what she's saying.
Oh. Slay.
Yeah. Also, fair warning. Kirei is triggering his existence.
Yeah. Was Nuz voicing him, usually? Assuming he was here?
It has to be Nuz in the long run. It's our choice right now whether we stop for the day and wait to resume until we've got Nuzbert, or whether I just take him over for now.
I mean, you can have him for one scene.
Okay.
How
I did
has
it
it
for
already
a
been
minute.
15 minutes?
It's really a matter of we were already a little off our game today, and you two have been stumbling a lot.
I mean, it's because I've been saying a bunch of words I don't usually say on my end, but...
I mean, I'm playing an MMO at the same time, guys.
I don't know what you want from me, man.
I want you to be at least half as cool as I am.
Hmm?
I said I want you to be at least half as cool as I am.
Well, either way, I'm fine. I don't know
Okay.
about Dia, but...
Yeah, let's see where this scene leads us. We'll probably end within an hour because I still need to do my Duolingo before midnight.
Okay.
One sec, Allie wants to leave my room. I stopped delivering head pats and she's decided to rebel.
Mod.
I mean, I appreciate that she wants to strike for more bargaining power.
Anyway, this is a Meg line.
Well, I've said it.
Yeah, she already said it eons ago.
Yep.
Dia, you always wait too long.
I'm sorry.
I'll never forgive you! He's a priest, right? Are priests forbidden from using magecraft?
Mages and churches have never mixed well. Mages belong to a large organization called the Mages Association. There is also a hidden group operating in the shadow of the most widespread religion, not one normal people would ever hear about or want to get involved with, known as the Holy Church. The two have nothing in common. They may have a sort of surface alliance, but they're constantly trying to kill each other given half a chance. The Church loathes heretics. They are out to eliminate anything inhuman in the world, including users of magecraft. In the Church's eyes, only saints are permitted to perform miracles. All other human miracles are heresy. There are no exceptions, even for those within the Church. The higher the position one is in within the Church, the more they are forbidden from the impurity of magecraft. It goes without saying that the more blessings someone receives from God, especially someone who is in charge of a church like this, the further the distance they should take from magecraft.
Actually, I didn't know the priest here was on our side.
Yep, he's the one supervising the Holy Grail War, so he's definitely an agent. Well, whether he's actually received any blessings from God is an open question.
Tosika's footsteps echo as she walks towards the altar. I'm not sure whether you're supposed to be walking around here without a priest, but it's pretty late. A priest wouldn't be in the chapel in this hour. I guess he'd be in his private room out back.
So what's the priest's name? I think you said Kodomine or something earlier.
His name is Kirei Kotomine. He's my father's disciple, and unfortunately, I've known him for over 10 years. If I had any choice, I'd rather not have ever met him.
Kirei's main personality trait is the worst.
Yeah, he's just a terrible person.
Yeah. His existence is a matter of causing pain. If I remember right, his origin as a person, his like metaphysical origin in the universe is like cutting. So he's good at surgery, but he's also good at just like wounding people.
Yeah.
I think that's your line, Ben.
I think, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm sorry, I wasn't properly paying attention. I assure you, the feeling is mutual. I never wished for a pupil who refuses to respect her master.
Her mentor, Ben.
Tap, tap, I hear footsteps. A man slowly emerges from the far side of the altar. He must have noticed when we entered the chapel.
I've been calling you, Reen, but you haven't answered. Now you bring me a strange guest. So, he's the 7th, Reen.
Why is he so big?
He's very tall.
He's a mage, apparently, but he's a complete amateur. It's frustrating as hell. And the rules say to report here when someone becomes a master, right? It's a stupid rule your group made up, but I figure I'd follow it this time.
How commendable of you. Well then, I must thank this young man.
The priest slowly looks me over. I unconsciously step back. I'm not afraid. I don't sense any hostility from this priest. But the way he carries himself, he just gives off this indescribable aura of intimidation.
I want to note, just on the side, that I think They're like the uniform for Catholic priests, not the weird, creepy flowing robes for ceremonies, but the shtick he's wearing now, wear all black in a simple robe with your holy symbol in front, is pretty decent, especially compared to everything else that the disgusting, horrible monstrosity that is the church of all churches in the world, is like. It's like, they actually understand that a simple uniform is actually useful. An organization that is famous for pomp and circumstance and over-the-top absurdity. Kind of weird that they switched to that. Your lack of response is strange, but okay. My name is Kirei Kotomine, and I have been entrusted to run this church. What is your name, Seventh Master? It's Shiro Emiya, but I don't remember signing up to be a master.
I embrace myself, glaring at the priest so as not to back under that intimidating presence.
Shiro Emiya. Huh?
That intimidating aura grows chilly. The priest smiles, as if pleased. That smile of his. Can't explain it, but it makes me...
I must thank you, Emiya. You have brought Rin here. If it wasn't for you, she would have never set foot in this church.
The priest makes his way to the altar. Tosaka, on the other hand, just looks bored as she moves away from the altar and comes to stand next to me.
Then let us begin. Shiro Emiya, you are Saber's master, correct? It's not entirely true. I did form a contract with Saber, but I have no idea what the hell Masters and Holy Grail Wars are. If proper mages are the only ones who can be masters, then you should pick a different master. I see. This is a pity. Does he really know nothing, Rin?
I told you he's a complete novice. You'll need to teach him from the ground up. You're good at pushing people like that, aren't you?
Tosaka practically pawns me off and the priest is still looking bored.
Oh, I see. So that's your plan. Very well. This is the first time you have depended on me for anything. It seems I cannot thank Shiro Emiya enough for bringing me this opportunity.
Okay, creep.
The more I hear them talk, the more uneasy I get.
First, let me address some of your misconceptions. Listen to me, Shiro Emiya. The role of master isn't something you can simply pass on to someone else. Nor is it something that, after you have been chosen, you can simply quit. Once command seals are engraved on one's hand, there is no means by which they can resign from being a master, regardless of who they might be. I can't quit? Why not? Command seals are sacred marks. They're a trial placed on masters. You can't simply forfeit because it's inconvenient. You will not be released from its pain unless the Holy Grail is obtained. If you want to resign from being a master, the only thing you can do is obtain the Holy Grail and have your wish granted. Do this, and everything can go back to normal for you, Shiro Emiya. Anything you desire, even ridding yourself of the impure mud within you, is possible. Why, even starting over entirely is possible. And so, you should desire it. Should the time come, you'll be grateful for your luck in being chosen as a master. If you wish to be rid of those unseen burn scars you have, you simply have to accept that sacred mark.
I feel faint. The priest's words don't make any sense. The more I listen, the more I'm confused.
His hands are so square.
Yet his words permeate my mind, staining me like blood.
Kirei, don't be so obtuse. I just asked you to explain the rules to him. I never asked you to open up old wounds.
As I told you, his essence is cutting. So cutting into somebody's old wounds mentally is just the sort of thing he as a being is created to do.
Her voice interrupts the priest's words.
Tosaka?
My confused mind snaps back.
I believed nothing else would sink in for someone like him. So I thought I would at least break down his morality while he was still confused. Well, I suppose kindness isn't always for the benefit of the recipient. I must admit I did enjoy that quite a lot.
What? Does helping him do you any good?
Of course, helping people means saving yourself in the end. I suppose there's not much sense in letting me lecture you about that, however. Let me return to the matter at hand. Shiro Emiya. You find yourself involved in what is known as the Holy Grail War. It is a battle waged using 7 servants, commanded by 7 masters. I hope Reen would have at least told you that. Yeah, she did. She told me about the whole ridiculous thing where 7 masters participate in a battle to the death. Correct, but we are not indulging in such cruelty for entertainment.
Fucking Minecraft hands, dude. Why are they so square?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
actually.
the fingies are so square, yeah. Yumi fingies.
I think this is to give the impression, like by giving him like a blockier, tougher appearance, that he's muscled somewhere, but I don't know why people draw hands to give that impression, but I have seen that before.
The finger muscles.
His are like more square. Like
yeah, no, it's weird.
Yeah. Oh well.
It is.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, it's your line.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I not get the second half of that? It is a ritual to determine who is worthy of obtaining the Holy Grail. For such a powerful item as that, rigorous trials must be conducted to determine who should possess it.
To hell with trials. I bet this priest doesn't think of the Holy Grail War as a trial at all.
Wait, you keep saying Holy Grail. What even is that? You don't mean the actual Holy Grail, do
The Holy Grail A goblet said to have received the blood of a saint. A saint. It is considered to be one of the greatest sacred relics of all time, and it's said to perform a variety of miracles. One of the most widely held beliefs is that whoever holds the Holy Grail can possess the entire world. But that seems kind of unlikely since the Holy Grail itself probably doesn't even exist. Stories of a Holy Grail that can grant any wish appear in numerous myths and legends around the world. That's about it. A mythical power that none claim has ever actually existed or been replicated, that is the Holy Grail.
So, what is it, Kirei Kotomine? Is the Holy Grail you speak of really the Holy Grail? Of course it is. The Holy Grail that appears in this town is real. If you want proof, the appearance of the servants themselves is a miracle, isn't it? Summoning heroic spirits from the past and utilizing them. It is a miracle close enough to the resurrection of the dead that it could be considered magic. A Holy Grail of such power must in turn grant its owner limitless power. When considering the truth of how powerful it is, its authenticity hardly matters.
So what he's saying is that as long as the object possesses power that surpasses the real thing, it doesn't matter whether it's real or fake.
Fine. Let's assume it really is a Holy Grail. Then why would something like the Holy Grail War need to happen? If the Holy Grail exists, we shouldn't be killing each other over it. Something so amazing should be shared. I'll be right back grabbing something.
Okay, I'll refill my water then.
That's what I'm doing.
So we had a part when Amy talked to herself, and then where Ben talks to himself.
Yeah. You're just narrating it all.
Yeah. I think last time there were a couple times where I talked to myself.
Yeah, probably.
Ben is kinda cringe, just living like that.
True. Hate that guy.
You should talk behind his back. So, how was your week?
It was fine. Like, my Christmas was surprisingly alright. Like, I thought it'd be, like, a lot more boring and uneventful. But, like, it was actually the opposite. I did so much that I, like, am crashing out today because, well, you know, I got back here, the day that I worked.
Oh.
So I was back from Christmas and then straight to work.
That sucks.
And then when I got... Yeah, so I was EB, and then today's my first day off since.
And you had to wake up for this?
Yep.
Man.
Well, that's why I initially said, like, I'd come by if I was awake, and then I was. I woke up literally at 8 a.m. on the dot.
What are we bitching about?
About how my week was long and filled with things.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Eggy. You had to be a full adult and do several things.
I know. I'm allowed to complain about it. God.
No.
What do you mean, no?
I mean, you are female.
Oh my god. Read your line.
Yeah, start talking to
I don't know. I don't
yourself.
take orders from femoids.
Read your line, tabarnak.
Yeah, let's not take forever
Okay,
with
fine.
this.
A reasonable opinion. However, not an option we have the luxury of. Only one can obtain the Holy Grail. We cannot ourselves choose who. That is for the Grail to decide. The selection of the 7 masters and the summoning of 7 servants are all determined by the Holy Grail itself. I mentioned that this was a ritual. The Holy Grail selects those who are worthy of possessing it, and then each against the other to select the soul bearer. That sentence is not properly translated.
Yeah, probably then pits each against the other. I missed a word, definitely.
Yeah, probably.
I miss at launch, where this game, the Steam release that we all have today, was so bugged that you'd see like Dark Sakura just appear in early chapters doing horrible things.
What?
Anyway, that is what a Holy Grail War is. A sort of necromantic ritual for those chosen by the Holy Grail fight to the death to obtain it.
He's so matter-of-fact about it all. I have no response, so I just stare at my left hand. There is an inscription on my hand, a mark they used to call a command seal. As long as I have this mark, I'm told I can't quit being a monster.
That doesn't make sense. Just because only one person can be selected, there's no reason for all the other masters to die.
Wait a minute. You don't actually have to kill them, Emiya. The ritual doesn't require you to kill the masters.
Wait, it doesn't?
Nah, only
Continue.
the really annoying ones.
Real.
Huh? But you said it's a battle to the death. Even Kodomine said that. You do kill each other.
Hide, shush. Okay, so the Holy Grail here is in spirit form. It's not tangible as an object. It needs to be summoned in a special ritual. Kind of like a seance. Summoning it can be done just by us mages, but as long as it's in spirit form, we can't touch it. Do you understand what that means?
I do. Only spirit forms can touch other spirit forms. Oh, so that's why you need servants.
Exactly. To put it in simple terms, the goal in the Holy Grail War is for you to eliminate all the servants other than your own. There's no rule that you have to kill the masters.
Why didn't they tell me that earlier? Honestly, Tosaka and that priest both are pretty wicked. But that's a
Pairing them is
relief.
pretty wicked.
Means Tosaka won't have to die, even if I do join the Holy Grail War.
Sorry, I was finishing my drink. Ah, I suppose that is one way to look at it. Then let me ask you, Shiro Emiya. Do you think you can beat your own servant?
In a fight, right?
Either or. Huh?
Defeat Saber?
Defeat Saber?
Of course not.
Of course not. No, that... Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
I
that's
see the end quotes.
narration. Besides, Magecraft is useless against her, and she's insanely strong with her sword.
Then, one more question for you, though it may be a trifling one. Do you think yourself superior to your servant?
What? Why the hell is he asking this? I can beat Saber, so there is no way I'm better than her. My answer to both of those questions
Oh my god,
is...
guys. He's a craterocrat. He believes that might makes right. So he thinks that Saber should be queen of everything. Yes!
Yippee!
Let's give the tiny 15-year-old girl the crown to the entire world. Why can't I speak properly right now?
I mean, I think we should do it. Let's bring back King Arthur and make him king of the world, as long as he's a cute anime girl.
True!
Agreed.
My answer to both those questions is that I'm weaker than my servant.
Oh. Now you get it. Servants have enough trouble defeating other servants. So what could you do? It's simple, really. A servant cannot exist without their master. No matter how powerful the servant, they will disappear once the master is killed. Which means...
Now I get it. Nobody would make things harder for themselves. If someone wanted to make sure they won, killing the master would be the much easier path.
Yeah, I get it now. It's easier to defeat the master than the servant. Let me ask you this then. If the servant is defeated first, is their master no longer a master? Servants are the only ones who can touch the Holy Grail War. The Holy Grail, and a master who lost their servant becomes obsolete, right? No. As long as the command spell remains, they still have the right to remain a master. A master is simply a mage who can make a contract with his servant. As long as they have a command spell, they can form contracts with as many servants as they want.
That is interesting.
You can support multiple servants in theory. In practice, it would be really nana expensive, so you don't do it.
But if you lose one, you can get another in theory then, yeah?
So think about this. What they're describing here is, if everybody recognizes that the easy path is to kill masters instead of servants, that only works if you keep eliminating all the masters, so that there's not enough mana sources to keep servants around. So if you have a game where some people are killing masters and some people are killing servants, then suddenly people who are killing masters definitely want to kill masters even more, because they don't want spare masters and spare servants pairing off, making new alliances. So if you want to spare the master, you have to make them blow all their command seals.
Wait, why?
Because if I kill a master, and then I kill another contract servant, the remaining master and the remaining servant can contract.
What about the command seals that you said though?
As once the master's lost the command seals, they're no longer a master. Now, there's some asterisks to that, which we'll get to, but it takes a bit, and it's not all fully explained. As far as I know, this is one of the areas where the game does not properly explain itself in one particular spot involving this.
Okay, but what you're saying implies that spare masters can keep pairing up with the spare servants, but can they summon...
that's the idea.
Can they summon new ones? Other than the 7?
No, they can't summon new ones.
Okay, that's what I was confused
Only 7
about.
servants can be summoned, technically.
So you can steal servants, basically.
A servant who loses their master does not disappear immediately. They can remain in this world until they run out of magical energy. Servants who lose their masters and masters who lose their servant can forge a new contract together and return to the battle.
I see. Yeah.
What I just said.
Yeah, what you just said.
Interesting.
which is why masters seek to kill other masters. Allowing others to live may pose a greater risk later on. Then what if you use up your command spells? That means you can't form another contract with another servant. And the servant who gets freed will pair up with another master?
Wait, that's...
You are correct. If you use up all your command spells, you'll be freed from your duties as master.
Saber, do a backflip.
Although, it's hard to believe, any mage would waste their command spells, since each can perform extremely powerful magecraft. So not do a flip, instead kill 10 anti-vaxxers.
True.
You think 10 anti-vaxxers is impressive?
Well, it's more like we can guarantee that a command spell will be good at interpreting that.
10 anti-vaxxers
Saber doesn't have the magic
even count
power.
as one person.
That's true, but the thing is, Saber doesn't naturally have the ability to figure out what's an anti-vaxxer and what isn't. She can't just look at somebody and know. But a command spell might be able to, so it would enable her to find 10 of them, and then she can teleport to each and cut their heads off.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be practical about this. And were there to be such a master, they would be a fool as well as a coward.
The priest laughs, as if he can see right through me. This is starting to get to me. The priest's tone is provoking.
Welcome to Kirei.
Yep.
Do you understand now? Then here endeth the lesson. Now, let us return to where we began, Shiro Emiya. You mentioned that you had no intention of becoming a master. Do you still feel that way? If you want to forfeit your position as a master, that is fine too. As you've just pointed out, you can use up your command seals to terminate your contract with Saber. Should you do so, I will guarantee your safety until the Holy Grail War ends. Hold on a minute. Why the hell would you need to guarantee my safety? I can protect myself. I honestly do not have the time to look after you. But those are the rules. I have been assigned to oversee this repeating Holy Grail War. Thus, I must ensure the sacrifices made during the Holy Grail War be kept to a minimum. Protecting the safety of mages who are no longer masters is one of my most important responsibilities as the Overseer. Did you say repeating Holy Grail War? In case you couldn't tell, that was bait. He realized that he almost had run out of things to say to Shiro, and he wanted to keep hurting him.
Hold on a minute.
Hence repeating.
It repeats? Does that mean a battle like this happened before?
What the hell do you mean? Are you saying this isn't the first Holy Grail War? Of course not. Do you think an overseer would have been dispatched were it the first time? This church is a special agency responsible for collecting relics. Our organization's original goal is to investigate and recover the true cross. But here, our duty is to assess the Holy Grail. Our job is to investigate the 726th Holy Grail that was detected in the Far East and recover it if it is indeed real. And if it is not real, we will repudiate it.
Repudiate. Hold on. 726. How many of those have just popped up throughout history? Huh.
No comment. But objects that people say are the Holy Grail, as I think what he's saying. It's about the real world church's practice of validating miracles or not, saying whether it's a real miracle. Which is a thing they actually do. They have declared some modern things to be real miracles.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't know that actually.
Yeah, if you look into that, it's interesting.
They actually still declare miracles in the modern era?
Yeah.
Huh.
What's really freaky is that a few of them were right. A few of them were things that I actually did make happen by magic. I'm not telling you which, though. 726? Are there really that many Holy Grails? Who knows? At the very least, it means there are that many objects thought to be Holy Grails. Okay, I'd like to note for a moment, Egg, the player who just logged in my guild in the game is named, and I'm going to spell out his name for you, Fromage. And he's a mage.
Oh. From what?
That's incredibly stupid. His name is a pun on cheese and mage.
Oh, fromage? Fromage. Oh,
yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
The joke is, he's a frost mage, so he abbreviates it and gets cheese.
Fromage.
That is amazing.
Which I love. That's a good pun.
Get cheese, get frosting.
I can't be mad at that one. I can't be mad.
Sometimes it's okay to France.
Yep.
Anyway, let's keep going.
Nah.
No,
I think I'm done
seriously.
for the day. No, because you said let's continue, so I figure let's do the opposite.
Ben?
Fine. And one of those is the Holy Grail observed in this town, which triggered a Holy Grail War. According to extant records, the first battle occurred about 200 years ago. 190 years, but yeah. Since then, masters have fought over it every 50 years or so.
That
So
only
there was the
makes
first
like
war?
4 of them.
So it's the first war, 60-year gap, second war, 60-year gap, third war, 60-year gap, fourth war, 10-year gap, fifth war. So a jump of 60, 60, 60, 10. So 190 years.
Jesus.
I'm pretty sure that's the official timeline. I might be misremembering a number, but I think that's it. This will be the 5th Holy Grail War. The last one happened about 10 years ago. So this is the shortest cycle yet. Are you all insane? You guys have done this thing 4 times already? I quite agree. As you pointed out, this has been repeated many times. That's right. In the past, the repeated Holy Grail Wars have been exceedingly fierce. Masters were driven by their own desires as they killed each other indiscriminately, forgetting their disciples as mages.
Disciplines.
Disciplines, there we go. You already know this. But the biggest sin to commit as a mage is practicing magecraft within normal society. Mages must never reveal their identities to others. But the masters of the past broke that law. The Mages Association finally dispatched an overseer to crack down on masters like them. But that system was only put in place by the time of the Third Holy Grail War, and that first overseer was my father. Does that make sense now, my boy? To get an idea of how much of a heretic they are, his dad is a Catholic priest, somebody who's not supposed to be able to have kids.
And also involved with magic.
I mean, magic is just fun little mischief. Having kids, though, like, the reason they don't have kids, the real reason is to prevent hereditary power from developing. They talk about, protections from exorcism and all this dumb magic shit, but it's actually so that the church as an institution holds all the power. It's a matter of centralization to prevent, essentially having feudal holy lords.
That makes perfect sense.
That's the actual reason, as far as I can tell from some reading of history. The church was the only institution of Rome to really survive into modernity, and it recognized the power of centralization even as everything else was breaking up into fragments, because the church had broken up multiple times over disagreements, and it had been repeatedly catastrophic.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's my understanding of like early Catholic politics, but yeah, I get that an overseer is needed. But based on what you just said, this Holy Grail War is fundamentally a bad thing, right? Oh? In what way is it fundamentally bad? The previous masters willingly broke the laws of mages, right? And let's say the Holy Grail is real. What if whoever survives and wins is selfish and uses the Holy Grail for their own selfish purposes? Wouldn't it be pretty bad if the Holy Grail went to someone who has no problem killing people? Hiray's just chuckling to himself. If the association's job is to supervise mages, shouldn't you be the one punishing those types of folks?
I'm hoping to finally confuse him with this question. But as I figured, Katamina just laughs condescendingly.
Of course not. All mages are motivated by their self-interests. I am only responsible for managing the rules of the Holy Grail War. I do not care what happens afterwards. The association does not intervene, no matter what sort of person obtains the Holy Grail. So what you're saying is I could wish for all religious people to have buttholes for eyes, and they would not stop me. I think they should reconsider. But that's absurd. What happens if the Holy Grail is obtained by a master that's absolutely the worst? That would be bad. But it is out of our control. The Holy Grail is the one that chooses its owner. And we do not have the power to stop a master who has been chosen by the Holy Grail. You see, it is a chalice capable of granting any desire. Whoever obtains it will be able to do as they please, I'm sure. So if that idea troubles you, then your path is clear. Survive and win. Doing this yourself would be the approach most certain to work, as opposed to relying on others, correct?
Katamina is clearly trying to suppress his laughter. It's like he's enjoying watching my awkward resistance to becoming a master.
There's a reason for that. Several. This is really funny to him. What's wrong, my boy? I thought that was a rather good idea. Care to accept it? That's none of your business. First of all, I have no reason to fight. I'm not interested in the Holy Grail. Nor do I feel like a master even if you tell me otherwise. Bro, so you do not care what the winner of the Holy Grail does with it? Even if it may lead to a great catastrophe. Well, that
is mind games. I can't argue. Damn, this guy's just so hard to deal with. He doesn't care about my feelings. He's relentless with the information he pushes on to me.
If you have no reason to fight, that is fine too. That must mean you do not care about what happened 10 years ago. 10 years ago? That's right. Towards the end of the previous Holy Grail War, an unworthy master touched the Holy Grail. I do not know what that master desired. All we know is the disaster that followed.
Should you read the flashback?
I should, yeah. For a second, the image of that hell flashes before my eyes. Wait, don't tell me that. That's right. It is the catastrophe everyone in this town knows very well. 500 people were killed or wounded. 134 buildings burned to the ground. The fire, which is still unexplained to this day, was a consequence of the Holy Grail War.
I think it was gas leaks. I feel sick.
I think that might be right. We should talk to Kira about it.
My vision blurs. I lose my focus and I can't concentrate. My legs are about to buckle. Before that can happen, I plant my feet and grit my teeth to maintain my composure. Raw, seething anger is the only thing holding my nausea at bay.
Amia? What's wrong? You're as white as a sheet. I know that wasn't a pleasant topic to bring up, but come on, why don't you rest a bit?
I must have really looked pale. I know it's rare for someone like Tosaka to be concerned about the likes of me.
Don't worry. I feel better after seeing you look at me so weird.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
That's exactly like one of our exchanges, though.
It is.
Nothing. Exactly what I said. So don't worry about it.
I guess that's okay. Hey, that's even worse, you blockhead.
Donk! School's honor student Rin Tosaka smacks me upside the head. Why is the game suddenly lagging a bunch?
I love her.
I also love her. She's my favorite character.
She's fantastic. She's, back before the tsundere was a trope, it was just an understanding that sometimes, one of the light novel girls actually didn't like you at first or acted like she didn't. And so sometimes they were characters first and tsundere second. And welcome to Rin.
Mm-hmm.
She's a total bitch, and she's awesome.
Yeah.
And just like that, my nausea and anger disappear.
Yeah, one of the upsides is that sexual arousal turns off some of your ability to feel disgust and nausea.
Huh.
This is actually true, but I'm only bringing it up in order to freak out Egg. Anyway, continue. Oh, thanks. You really did me a favor. So don't beat me up too much, Tosaka. There's still a few things I have to ask.
Something in her expression suggests she thinks she hasn't hit me enough, but she lets me continue anyway.
Oh, you still have questions? By all means, out with it.
I'm sure he knows exactly what I want to ask, but he urges me on anyway. Fine by me.
Ignore those end quotes, it's a typo.
Yeah. I'm not letting him get the better of me.
Let me ask you this. You said this is the 5th Holy Grail War. So has anyone ever obtained the Holy Grail? Of course, not every war ends with everyone dead. Then... don't jump to conclusions. Obtaining it is the easy part. After all, this church actually manages and is in possession of the Holy Grail. If you're wondering whether someone has touched it, I'll have you know I touch it every day.
Why does that sound funny to me?
I was gonna ignore it, but I guess you're a pervert.
Okay, so the Holy Grail is actually just here. Okay.
What?
The Holy Grail is here in the church?
Well, it's just a vessel. It's quite empty. As Reen said earlier, the Holy Grail is in spirit form. The church is safekeeping a well-made replica of the Holy Grail. We use it as the catalyst to draw the real Holy Grail out, and create the wish-granting device it becomes. It is similar to a master and servant relationship. And yes, there was indeed a man who obtained the Holy Grail, which temporarily turned real. So the Holy Grail was real. Okay, what happened to that guy who obtained it?
Damn. I don't know why they keep changing Tosaka's portrait. It keeps confusing me.
She's reacting.
Yeah.
Nothing. The Holy Grail never reached its complete form because a foolish man let his sentiments get the better of him.
What? I don't know what happened to his overbearing attitude from a moment before, but the priest suddenly looks of all things regretful.
What do you mean? Didn't the Holy Grail appear? Manifesting the Holy Grail is easy. 7 servants appear, and then, sometime later, the Holy Grail does as well. As Reen pointed out, there's no real need to kill other masters. But that's not enough to complete a Holy Grail. The Grail selects a worthy owner. For that reason, the man who had avoided the battle was unable to obtain the Holy Grail.
It just means it's useless to obtain the Holy Grail without settling things with the other masters. The master who first got their hands on the Holy Grail during the last war was just a wuss. They didn't want to fight other masters and just ran away from the Holy Grail.
Tosaka spits the words, then goes back to averting her eyes from Kotomina.
You're kidding.
Fuck, I'm gonna be late on my Duolingo. Let me try to do it parallel to this. Just a minute.
Burley cares more about her Duolingo than she does about us.
How could she do this to him? I woke up at 8 a.m. for this.
I mean, I woke up early, but I've been doing things all day. I made food, I chatted with some people, I've been playing games, done some laundry, done some other housework.
Does that mean Kotomina was one of the masters from the previous war?
Part of the day.
Even though he obtained the Holy Grail, he dropped out because he refused to fight? Ben, airline?
Kotomina, you didn't fight? Should we stop for the day since Dee is dead?
What do you mean then? It's your line.
I already said it.
You did? Like you said, Kotomina didn't fight.
I did.
Halfway, yeah,
Halfway.
and then stopped.
But I made a bad decision. Consequently, I only obtained an empty Holy Grail.
Mhm.
Dia, your connection's breaking. I've spoken the last 2 lines.
What the fuck? I didn't hear a single
did.
thing.
Why do you assume it's ever my connection instead of yours? Ever?
Did I just disconnect? What the fuck? I'm gonna lose my streak, aren't I? Fuck. What the fuck? Was 3 minutes to finish this. Discord just decided to die, huh? As soon as I started doing Duolingo, what the fuck? Maybe Hembene? Minutes, come on. Duolingo speedrun. Sorry. Do I need to carry? Okay. Okay, I have 1 minute left. Less than. I did it. Help. Are you saying I reconnected as soon as I stopped doing Duolingo?
What?
Hello.
Well, have you considered that maybe that duo bird was stealing from you?
Stealing my internet. Stupid bird. Anyway, I'm sorry. My streak
So
is
what's up, girl?
preserved. I can now keep going as long as we want. Sorry about that for a few minutes.
Hear like half of what you're saying.
What?
Yeah, I only hear half what you're saying.
Hello?
We can only hear half what you're saying, and there's a delay.
No, I can hear you
Hello?
perfectly.
Why?
Huh?
Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah. It's your internet.
Because we're coming across great. We are beautiful Americans with beautiful American internet.
Anyway, could you read this
Yeah.
final line again?
Well, it depends. Can you screen share?
Oh, right. Fuck. Stupid internet. Even in hotspot it still sucks, huh?
Well, it was good enough for me to beat you at Warcraft. I did, halfway. But I made a bad decision. Consequently, I only obtained an empty Holy Grail. I suppose that must have been my limit anyway. The rest of the masters were all monstrously strong. Terrifying, even. I immediately lost my servant, and I was taken under my father's protection. The, servants from Stay Night are a little bit stronger than the ones from Zero on average.
Are they?
But the masters from Zero are way stronger on average.
Oh yeah, the masters are cracked.
Are the masters in... Other than Waver, but Waver is such a good old boy.
Dude,
Zero?
I love that Ryder so much.
Ryder is the Giga Chad of Giga Chads.
He's so funny. He just says shit and I'm like, yeah, go off, take over the world, king.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ryder's wish is, I'd like to be reincarnated so I can take over the world this time.
He's so funny. I love him.
Like, he's looking on TV for the ruler of the world. He notices Bill Clinton. He's like, oh, I see. This America currently rules the world. So that would be my rival when I reincarnate. This Bill Clinton. Because of the 90s.
He's iconic. I love him.
I need him in my life. Let's bring him back and make him emperor.
Real.
I don't know who you are talking about, but that sounds funny.
Okay,
After this, what, or...
One of the servants from the Fourth Holy Grail War is just like the most inspiring man ever with the charisma stat that is in 12 digits.
Yep. He's so good. Like at one point he calls over like the strongest, like some of the strongest servants. He's like, what if we just had wine? Like right now, what if we just chatted? Why not?
He
they're
calls
like,
over
okay.
a couple of the other servants.
Yeah.
Who are also royalty, the way he was, who are also monarchs.
Right, it was a conversation about kings, that's true.
And he's just like, hey, I'm going to show up at one of your places, you have a castle, I'm going to bring a bunch of wine, and we can just chill and talk about wine and try to figure out which of us is worthy to get the grail. Sound good? I'm doing it, great.
Yep.
And somebody crashes the party, and he just murders them and one-shots a servant.
Yep.
Wow.
He's so funny for that, I love him.
He's the man.
He's the man.
Shall we keep reading?
In retrospect, the son of an overseer shouldn't have become a master in the first place. It led to my father's death. After that, I assumed his role as overseer, and have been protecting the Holy Grail of this church.
Katamine turns his back to me as he speaks. There is reverence in his voice, and I see the devotion in his eyes before he turns.
We have nothing further to discuss. Those qualified to obtain the Holy Grail are masters who have servants. The moment there is only one of the 7 of you left standing, the Holy Grail shall manifest before you. So, tell me, will you join this Holy Grail War?
The priest looks straight down at me, demanding my final decision. I am at a loss for words. Earlier I had no reason to fight. Now when I have a reason and the will to fight, can I truly say this much?
Are you still unsure? Listen, you do not become a master just by saying it's what you want. Reen has been training as a mage for many years, but that never meant she was guaranteed to be a master. The only thing you can decide beforehand is whether to prepare yourself to be a master or not. Only mages can be selected to be masters. If you are a mage, you should have already been prepared. However, if you are still lacking resolve, there is nothing to be done. But that makes both you and your mentor failures. A mage like you would only be a nuisance in battle, so you might as well get rid of your command spells right here, right now.
Doesn't need to ask anything else. Oh.
Alright. So, let's talk about bad ends. Our first option for a bad end is right here, right now. If we say destroy the seal, we betray Saber and get rid of our command seals. Do you want to see that bad end?
Of course I want to see an obvious bad end. There are like 40 of those,
I've never played
right?
this game. I just kind of know that this exists.
Let's see the bad
How come
end.
you've never played this game?
It takes like a bajillion hours. I don't have that time. You have to actually like read the whole thing, and it's at your own pace, at the game's pace, not your own.
That's true.
I can't go along with this. Gruesome battle to the death is wrong.
Nah, I think it's fine. What's wrong? Will you fight or not? You must decide and declare your intention here and now, Shiro Emiya.
Yeah, he doesn't need to ask anymore.
I'm not going to fight. I forfeit my rights as master.
I look right into the priest's eyes as I answer.
I see. That is a shame, but there's nothing I can do if that is the will of the master. As of now, Shiro Emiya has forfeited his rights as a master, and he has withdrawn from the Holy Grail War. Any objections, Reen?
Dibs on Saber. Huh?
Why would the priest ask Tosaka and not me?
I don't mind. If that's Emiya's decision, there's nothing I can say to change it.
I suppose seeing your regret is enough for me. Then shall we proceed, Shiro Emiya? Your left arm, please.
If you're going to chop it off...
Yep.
Fine, but what are you going to do?
It's got a battle axe in the back.
It will be over quickly. I am simply removing the command spells on your hand.
No, seriously, just order Saber to do a backflip 3 times. It's okay. You don't need to cut off my hand.
I mean, honestly, you should use the 3 command spells to say, Saber, win the Holy Grail War. Saber, win the Holy Grail War. Saber, win the Holy Grail War. Just give her 3 bursts of generic mana.
True.
That would actually be great. Like, hey, girly, I can't do this, so here's me dumping mana on you to give you time to find another master. Go win. You're cool. You're hot. See you later. Can I have your number?
Yeah. Would be silly.
There are 2 factors that make a master. One is the contract formed with the servant. The other is the command spell on your hand. By losing both, you will be freed from the Holy Grail War. I kind of wish they had done updated models for this game to make the character art like more in line with the animation they got for UFO Table.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not that I don't like the old ones, it's that I think they could do better now that they have the resources.
They absolutely can do better.
I find classic sprites to be charming.
I don't disagree. I like them. I feel like they could have put in an option to use modern sprites. It would not have been hard. It would have been a cheap option that has a lot of utility. And honestly, you know, it's not like they're not employing UFO Table. They're clearly still working together like every few minutes.
The priest takes my left arm.
That never ends well. This will hurt. Try to relax.
His fingers plunge into my arm. 5 fingers stick mercilessly inside my arm.
Chop, 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 chop.
My entire body jerks from the pain. How many times has this guy been hurt tonight?
That's 6.
I hear the sound of tearing flesh. The This was not my mind playing tricks. Even if it was some sort of illusion, I can feel my arm being torn apart. My arm is unscathed, though. But somehow the priest's fingers are digging and tearing into my arm. It's as if his fingers became intangible and moved through my flesh.
It is complete. The operation is successful. As I mentioned, his origin is cutting. He's very good at magical surgery. Huh?
I look at my left arm. There is not a single wound, yet I feel a bruising pain throbbing along the whole arm. In exchange for that unpleasant feeling, the inscription on my hand changed its shape. There's still one, though. Changed shape, or there are fewer strokes. Oh,
that was my line.
That was your line.
Filthy bitch.
Yep.
Sorry, the narration and the protagonist are the same person.
I think you're just a total skank, but... Anyway.
Are you saying the line or am I going?
Nah, I'm lazy.
Alright. Yep, there are a total of 3 strokes in a command seal. Kirei took 2 of the strokes from you. Think of him as a spiritual doctor performing a sort of spiritual surgery. Removing a liaison without hurting your physical body.
Liaison?
A spiritual doctor?
If I remember correctly, they are specialist mages who can treat someone by repairing the spiritual body. And I hear they perform magecraft that uses a type of curse by removing tumors without cutting the patient up. Like magic.
That's a surprise. Spiritual treatments are illegal and used only in uncivilized parts of the world. A man of the church shouldn't be practicing something like that. That was uncalled for. I was unfit to be a priest the moment I acquired the ability to perform magecraft. As such, my preferred type of magecraft hardly matters, given that having the choice at all is what made me unfit to be a priest. It matters not whether I perform expert or basic magecraft. This is the one and only thing I'm good at. I'm trained in many types of magecraft, but this is the only one that's stuck. My magecraft specializes in opening wounds, which may be interpreted as both good and bad. I do have to admit that I am inferior to my pupil over there in all other disciplines of magecraft, thanks to that.
Good or bad? Of course it's good. There aren't many spiritual doctors as skilled as you in the association, and there's only a handful who can skillfully mend spirits and handle sacraments as well as you in the church.
Who knows? This may be a superior method of treatment, but the fact of the matter is that it still relies on physical contact with a body. It is far from the miracle of touching the soul itself, which is proof of one's existence independent of the flesh. Either way, the extraction of the command spells is complete. The rest is up to you, Shiro Emiya. You must use your final command spell, and sever your contract with your servant. What? Sever my contract with my servant?
That's right. You need to request to dissolve your contract with Saber, who's waiting outside. Or is that...
No, it's Reen. I'm just thinking again about how weird it is that they did the surgery instead of 3 spells. Go on.
Oh. Saber will likely refuse, which is why Kirei left you with a command spell to force her to agree.
There you have it. You will use up your command spell and sever your contract with the servant, ultimately declaring to the other masters that you are harmless. And with that, you will be free. No sensible master would bother attacking a powerless master at that point. By relinquishing this power you never expected to gain, you will reclaim your wonderful, peaceful life.
Unilaterally dissolving my contract with Saber and basically betraying her. Even if it was by chance, I summoned her and she protected me. Did I make a mistake? I can't agree to let myself be a part of something where masters try to kill each other. I don't agree, but what if I can't turn a blind eye to it either?
What are you doing? You need no incantation to activate the command spell. You simply have to focus your thoughts on the command spell and order your servant. You either tell Saber directly, or you can simply cut your contract right here. It is your choice.
No. My mind is made up. I can't turn back now, and the priest probably wouldn't let me.
I'll go and talk to Saber. I won't be a master anymore after this, right?
Directly to Saber? Emiya, that's...
Yes, I guarantee it. Go and say goodbye to your servant. Afterward, I will welcome you into the church for protection.
I'm not sure how serious he is, but the priest says he'll welcome me. I have no intention of being under his care, though. All I'm going to do is to forfeit my claim as master. I absolutely refuse to receive any help from him after that.
I refuse. I don't want your protection. After I talk to Saber and use my last command spell, I'm going home. That'll be it. I'll never see you again. Very well. Yes. We will certainly never see one another again. Goodbye, Shiro Emiya. This is the path you chose, so take pride in it.
He doesn't need to tell me that. I turn and leave the church. I step outside the church. She's there, waiting in a stone-paved square beneath the clear sky. In that silly raincoat.
I can't get over it, man. Anyway. Have you finished your conversation, Master?
Yes, I learned what the Holy Grail War was all about. And with that in mind, I've made a decision. Saber, I'm going to resign as a master.
Saber's expression doesn't change. His green eyes regard me knowingly, as if my decision was the most natural thing in the world.
Does that mean you will be nullifying your contract with me?
Yeah, I'm not fit to be a master. And you'd be better off forming a contract with a more capable master, rather than sticking around with a fledgling like me.
Yes. If I seek to improve my chances, I should form a contract with another mage. Archer's master should be able to draw out my full potential.
Yeah. Then you agree to sever our contract? I'm going to use my command spell to dissolve the contract, and you'll be free, Saber.
Shiro, I will ask you only once. Is your mind made up about abandoning your role as a master?
Yeah. I have no intention of killing anyone.
I say that as I look straight at Saber. In that moment, Saber's raincoat sways.
Oh.
I stare, dumbfounded, directly into death itself. In the brief moment that I blink, Saber has closed the distance between us.
Huh?
She sweeps my legs from beneath me as I'm hard into the ground. Pain spikes through my legs after a brief delay. There is no blood. My legs are still intact. It's a relief I still have legs. Thankfully she only struck my legs with a metal rod. My bones are cracked and my leg hurts like it's been shattered to 1,000 pieces. It is better than having both my legs cut off.
Hero, a mage who is no longer a master will die at their servant's hands. No matter how inexperienced you are, you summoned me, and you have the power to keep me in this world. A servant requires a master. If you are to sever our contract, I will kill you and take your body, your magic circuits. Do you still want to relinquish your role as master?
Kira didn't warn me about this. I try to ignore the pain and focus all my concentration into looking up at Saber. I sense no hostility or murderous intent from Saber. As natural as breathing, Saber will kill me without remorse or regret, simply to remain in the world. Even so.
That's right. Even if I changed my mind right now, I wouldn't do it. And it's not just because I have only one command cell left. I want nothing to do with this war. I disavow my position as a master. Having a master like me will only end in your defeat.
I was defeated. If I refuse to fight once, so I'll certainly do the same a second time. Every time I find myself in that position, I'll regret fighting. Me being a master would put not only me, but also Saber in jeopardy.
Then you have no objection to me killing you here. I cannot become a spirit. As I cannot take in your spirit, yours will be a painful death. Are you willing to accept that?
The hell? I'm not willing to fight. I'm even less willing to just be killed. I'm going to resist. I'm going to try to flee, no matter how futile that may be.
I set myself up and glare back to Saber, refusing to let her overwhelm me. And then...
Saber?
Very well. Use your command spell. It is your decision. I have no right to intervene.
Huh?
Do not worry. I simply failed to build sufficient trust with my master this time. If you sever our contract using your command spell, I will be free. This body will only last roughly 2 hours, but it is simply a matter of finding a new master in that time.
So what was all that about breaking his legs? Saber lays this all out matter-of-factly, inspired by her resolve. I concentrate my thoughts on the command seal in my left hand to break my contract with Saber.
Now you'll be free. Our alliance was brief, but your magical energy was... Oh, no, your end.
Interesting. Now you will be free. Our alliance was brief, but your magical energy was pleasant to me. I shall never see you again, but I pray you survive this battle.
The silver armor moves away. I realize that I have the urge to call out to her, but I smother it before I embarrass myself. I have no right to call out to her. She didn't blame me for arbitrarily severing our contract. I was concerned for my safety until the very end. And since I've pushed her hand away and stepped down from the Holy Grail War, I'm in no position to call to her. Wow, this wrong end just keeps going, huh?
Yep.
This is a long game. It's very big.
It is very big.
And the wrong ends are just whole scenes. The moonlit night is silent. Maybe past midnight, but the town seems excessively silent. It's eerie, honestly. Eerie? Yes, that does seem to describe the mood.
When did the town turn out like this?
It's obvious. In the Holy Grail War. The 6 mages in this town engaging in secret battles are the ones sucking the life from the town. My chest hurts. My chest or a lancer stabbing my arse and all aches.
I should get home. Nothing good will come of me going back to the church now.
I try to fight down the pain in my chest as I walk home. I'll think about what I should do once I get home. Once I get home, I can take a bath and clear my head. Yes, that'll help me calm down. And yet, I'll think about what I should do once I get home. That thought in itself was a mistake.
Huh?
Like a bad dream, I see that there is no path ahead.
Your line.
Oh, Ilya.
Oh, it's
Hey,
me?
girl.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Ilya.
Let me get my little girl voice then. Oh, so you're all alone now, brother? I raise my hand toward the sound of a girl speaking in a hushed voice. The blue moon hangs overhead.
Should you take over again, Ben? I don't know how much longer this goes on.
It doesn't.
Standing on the top of the hill that leads back to my house.
Oh, does she just...
I see a girl and a strange figure.
Oh my god. Girly!
No time wasted.
Yay, literally.
And then, I'm not sure. There was no time to see them, no moment to exchange words, or even a chance for me to run away. A strange figure, a dark giant, swings his weapon. The blow creates such overpressure that it takes...
Hee
It flies off. What flies? From the base? The hill behind me is stained red, wet as if a rainstorm just passed by, but the ruined torn part of my body remains pink. Blood slowly oozes out. Agony and terror creep over me. Berserker, I don't feel like playing tag, so just squish him.
Good old Berserker. Love that guy.
I tumble. I'm kneeling forward, but my knees are bent in the wrong direction. They're bent forward. The legs are bent at right angles where my knees used to be. That's just gruesome. He should have passed out from pain shock at this point, I think. My mind can't keep up. The mind-searing agony makes it impossible to keep up with what's happening. Berserker? I'm sure I heard that, which means the monster in front of me. You have a really good manners, brother. I know what you're doing. You're sitting in a kaishaku pose. Sorry, what? In a kaishaku style, an assistant suicide position. My grandfather said Japanese people are well-behaved people who always sit up straight as they wait to be killed. My consciousness begins to fade. The girl's innocent voice seems out of place in this situation. I look up. I can't breathe. Part of my chest is simply missing, leaving a gaping hole right through me. I fall backward onto the ground. Why is this so gruesome? Jeez. Both of my legs are folded like caterpillar strands. They're broken and won't move. I use my one working arm to grasp on the asphalt as I drag myself away. Oh, you can still move. But what a shame. You can't run away now. Even if you manage to escape, it's pointless. Even if you manage to get away from me, you'll be dead in a few seconds. My body feels light. I've lost over half my blood. It's astonishing that I'm still conscious. Exactly! My brain is starved for oxygen and it should have stopped functioning long ago. But don't worry, it would be no fun if you died that easily, so I'm going to give you a little hand. No matter how broken and in pain you are, you're going to stay conscious until we've crushed your hand. That's why you're going to keep
She's
on
so
rising
generous.
like a little bug.
Jesus.
I'm sorry for
Man,
making you
your
scream.
mic. Your mic.
Are
What, did it
you
go all
Really?
robot?
Are you okay there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm fine. It'll hurt my voice a little bit, but in preparation for this scene, I took a Motrin for an anti-inflammatory effect.
Ah. So
In
you
other
knew this would
words,
happen?
get wrecked. Once again, preparation beat you.
I feel myself being crushed. Whatever that weapon is, it crushes me like a hydraulic press. Flattens my entire body like a sheet of paper. How can he still make noise? He's still conscious.
Should have been dead eons ago, dude.
I
She's
can't
keeping him
Can't
alive
die,
and conscious
just
with
die.
magic. She's using magic to keep him there, so he has to suffer the pain.
Oh, of course, a mage did it.
That's what she was describing.
The only blood I have left is in my hand. My body has ceased to function and my nerves have already accepted death, waiting to be relieved from the pain. Yet somehow, I cling to consciousness. My throat whistles. Sound echoes in my head. My mind is a muddled mess. I just want to escape this pain.
Not master anymore.
I appeal to the girl as if begging for help. A moment of hope. The girl gasps as if surprised. So? She smiles like an angel as she sees that. All rationality abandons me. I'm not going to get away from this. I feel then, down to my soul, that I'm going to die here. For like the third time today.
Dude, she's so mad. Just let him die. God.
Maybe you're small enough that I can pick you up now.
Lol.
Then I'll invite you to my castle. I have lots and lots of tools in my castle, so we can take our time and continue this there.
That's a great idea.
No matter how much I'm hurt, my consciousness just won't die. Because it doesn't die, I numb my psyche. I don't know how much longer my hand is going to remain intact, but I've already lost all hope. Bad end.
Oof. Oh, and then that's right.
Tiger Dojo!
Tiger Dojo.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Out of character, you say. Would you like to seek advice? I mean,
We always
have
go to the dojo.
We always go to the dojo.
Yeah, man. It's Taiga time. Hello! Is everybody doing good?
They suddenly changed the style Vivian is presented. With that bottom...
It's a goofier style, yeah.
Yeah.
Good players should only have but an hour of games per day. Yeah, that's only an hour of games per day.
Lol.
Yeah. Lol. Anyway, this is Tiger Dojo, your helpful segment that deals with punishing blows to those who died pathetically, while also solving all your problems, just like that. Anyway, this whole segment does seem to be a complete 180 from the rest of the game, so what's the point?
It's just even drawn in a slightly different style.
Answer, disciple number 1.
Yes, ma'am. This dojo is behind the scenes segment to help out the dimwit Shiro. That means this is the pillar that supports fate.
Fate being the root.
It may be no exaggeration that this is the main story of Fate.
Marvelous! Bravo! Avocado! Good. Anyway, you may have realized this by now, but this dojo itself is Fate's very core. You get tricked by those fake heroines acting all high and mighty in the main story. And if you see any choices that seem even a little suspicious, don't hesitate to choose that one.
In other words, she's saying, the thing that's special about me should be your focus in this game. Get all my endings, ignore the actual heroines.
I mean, we do specifically go
time
for the obvious bad end.
Yeah. Aw, man. He got squished real good. Who does that kind of thing? Must be a real jerk. What do you think about that, my disciple?
I love her eyes.
I don't see a problem. That's clearly a cute, hip way for someone to express a twisted kind of love.
Wrong!
Ouch! My mistake. Anyway, this time around, the hopeless Shiro met his end because he ticked off a certain heroine.
He shamelessly broke the honorable samurai spirit by showing his back to the enemy. He committed a literal seppuku, a suicide by disembowelment. So from now on, make sure you choose lots of cowardly choices. You'll have no trouble dying again. But,
In other words, Taiga wants you to die, so you'll come to the dojo and give her some attention.
That's amazing.
Hilarious. But you know, this is a Q&A segment by name, so I suppose I need to listen to your problems. Disciple number 1, what is the appropriate countermeasure for this?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. You need to go back to the branching choices and choose the other one.
Yep, very good. Unexpected deaths like this happen all the time, so saving right before you make a selection should be standard practice.
Good work.
That's it for this time. I'll see you at next practice.
Yep, see ya. Oh, they
I
just
can
bring
see
it to
now
the...
why I'm Taiga.
Yeah.
Yes,
That was fun.
please.
I'm fairly sure we saved,
Yeah.
right?
So yeah,
So-
that's why Egg needs Taiga, because she needs
Yeah.
to pair with Ilya for that.
Yeah.
I think this is actually a good cutoff point for today. It's been another
Sure.
2 hours of recording, and we can start on the proper choice next time.
True.
Let's see the flow chart. Okay, so it shows the Taiga Dojo as well.
Alright, so final note today. Not having Nazi here was annoying because I had to do a lot of Kirei talking.
Yeah.
And while I
You
like
did.
my Kirei voice, it's just my generic do deep voice.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
I
this
guess I
is
can click the
exaggerated
Taiga
deep voice,
stamps
which is
and go
definitely a
to
good
the...
thing.
It's gonna be the same scene, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, how many of us are there again? 40?
A jillion.
40. That's all.
Same thing.
Yep. So we're gonna see them a lot.
That's a real shame. Because Taiga is kind of annoying. I mean, Ilya is absurd, but she wants to kill me at least, so that's nice.
Taiga's just annoying.
That's
Love
a
of the game,
criteria
I
for
think.
you?
Yeah,
Wanting to kill you?
I know what I want.
You know what you want.
You know what you want.
So, that was like almost 6 hours of recording, I think, today. That's good. Thank you for your
Is it?
time.
Oh, you didn't really take that much of my time. I was doing other
Really
stuff
didn't.
the entire time. I completed multiple raids, and I was pretty involved.
I believe it.
You are
Not to mention
allergic
all the
to
housework
focusing
shit I got
on
done.
one thing.
Look, if I'm gonna focus on one thing, it's gonna be reading. Or a cute girl. That's it. That's it. This is why I haven't played Fate Stay Night, because you can't read and do anything else at the same time, and it requires a lot of attention.
Alright, didn't you say at an earlier point that the reason you set this up is so you could experience Fate Stay Night remastered, but not have to read everything yourself?
Look, I have really good opinions. I know what I'm doing. It's okay to be jealous.
You're glad that I'm enjoying this as well.
We are. Why wouldn't we be?
Well, here's what I have to say. Ban egg.
Wow.
I know.
So mean to me, and for no reason at all.
Neither of those is true.
I know. I just like lying.
You do.
So I mean,
I
not
do.
mean
You
and
know
for a
who
reason.
Hmm?
You said so mean to me for no reason at all, and Ben said both of those things aren't true. So that means he's not being mean, and he's doing it for a good reason.
See, the trick is, everything I do is for a good reason, and this isn't mean. This is kindness.
Uh-huh.
That's one way to put it.
It's the correct way.
And when you beat me at Warcraft, that is also kindness.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm helping you. You have gotten better.
I have. One day I'll beat you up.
Maybe.
Maybe in a video game.
I mean, if you keep getting better, and I don't, eventually, yeah. But, and hear me out on this, you'd have to get better.
That implies you won't get better as well. to keep up?
I mean, I don't really have any reason to get better. You know, because I always win at this anyway.
Hmm. Well, anyway, next Sunday is the 5th. Are we gonna be doing this next Sunday?
Theoretically, yeah.
Cool. So I have 2 votes to upload now. Should probably have made more cuts, maybe, because now they're gonna be larger files. Oh well.
Oh well.
Well, the most important thing is that we've all learned
Ilya is
never
scary.
betray Saber.
True.
Never separate Saber from her cook.
And always be nice to Saber.
And don't
Well, yes,
approach
look,
little pale Russian girls.
Well, I mean, just generally don't approach Russian girls. They're very unworthy.
By the way, question, is she actually Russian or just the aesthetic?
Her name is Ilyasvil von Einsbern, so vaguely Eastern European, but I don't think they're specific.
Oh.
Probably German. Von, you know, she's German nobility, but the outfit is very Russian. I don't know if that's her styling or the fact that she comes from... For example, she could be in Kaliningrad, which is that German area that's now Russian because of the genocide.
Yeah.
If I had a say in where you'd put the Einsbern family, that's where I'd put them for that joke. But here's a fun one. The Einsbern family, if I remember right, canonically owns the Rheingold.
The what?
Oh, you don't know Germanic legends. Okay. Although, to be fair, you probably don't know Russian legends either.
I know... Baba Yaga?
Everybody knows that one. I knew that one in elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
Even Dia, you know, even Egg might know that one.
Of course I know Baba Yaga. That's
Yeah.
I was just trying to be
Baba
insulting and mean.
Still
It's not personal, Egg. It's just that I really don't like you.
Oh, okay.
And, I mean, I don't like you just because you're, you know, you.
Uh-huh. Go on.
No, that's it. It's just you're bad, and I don't like you. And that's because you're bad.
Okay, just checking.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I'm flying around on a cat.
That is awesome. Good for you, good for you.
My preferred mount in World of Warcraft is a flying cat that has mana wings.
Wow.
Cute.
Good stuff.
I should name him. Or her. I should probably figure out the gender thing
You could.
on my
Yeah.
flying mana cat. Do cats have genders?
Yeah.
I know they have sex. Do they have gender? I don't think they do.
Yeah?
I don't think they do.
Probably not.
Well, goodbye for tonight. Oh gosh, I did
No, you mean this
absolutely no
afternoon.
drawing today. Eh?
Well, it's afternoon. It's not night.
It's afternoon for some people.
It's afternoon for people who are in the time zone that we use for everything. And will continue to use for everything, no matter what you try.
Yeah.
Have as good of a sleep cycle and schedule as you want, but we track by my time.
Anyway.
Anyway, bye.
Bye, girlies.
Bye. Yeah, I don't know why I just froze there.
You do that.
I do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bleh.
Wow.